Today is the 12th day of the third month in the 9th year of Channel Group, April 23, 2021. To begin our day, let's offer our respect and gratitude to our Heavenly Parent and true parents of heaven, earth, and all humankind. 천지인 참 부모님께 경배 바로. Let us recite 가정맹세.
가정맹세 1. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본향 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조 이상인 지상천국과 천상천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다. 2. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 충신, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 3. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 왕권과 황족권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 4. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 창조 이상인 천주 대가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 5. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 천상세계와 대상적 지상세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진화할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님의 대신 가정으로서 천운을 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 7. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본연의 혈통과 연결된 위하는 생활을 통하여 심정 문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 8. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 천일국 시대를 맞이하여 절대신앙, 절대사랑, 절대복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지상천국과 천상천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
For the opening prayer, may I call on Sister Mary Christine Passion.
Brothers and sisters, please join me in my prayer. Our dearest loving Heavenly Parent and victorious true parents of heaven and earth and humankind. This morning, we are gathering as one family to virtually centering on you. Heavenly Parent, as we are going to start our day with you, we want to invite your divine presence to be with us. And please open our hearts and mind as we are going to receive your words today. Heavenly Parent, let your words be our inspiration and guidance for this day. Heavenly Parent, please guide our national leader, Reverend Leo Angelo Calog, and give him strength and also confidence, for he is going to convey your words to us. Heavenly Parent, your words are so important to us for everyday lives, and especially in this time of crisis. Father, that's why we use our leader as a mouthpiece to convey your heart to us. People needs to know that we have heavenly parent who love us and protect us from danger. I know that this pandemic that we are facing now is not your will. However, because of this heavenly parent, we learn and realize many things, especially the importance of being with our families and the importance of giving and our responsibility as a human being. After the fall, we lost the word. We lost your word, Heavenly Parent. That's why today we are here attending you, because we want to listen to you, to your words again through your messenger this morning. Not only to be inspired, but to be guided and be protected. Heavenly Parent, we want to connect our hearts to you again. Please embrace us with your loving arms. We pray also that we will embody your words and practice it in our lives. Heavenly Parent, bless all our leaders and also my dear brothers and sisters who are attending with you right now. We pray that we will become a blessing to other people by being good person and by inheriting your true love. All of this I pray with humility and gratitude in the name of true parents and in my name, Mary Christine Passion, a second generation, a daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Nicolas Passion, Central Blessed Family. Adieu.
Adieu. And now, let us offer our individual prayer. Adieu. Good morning, Heavenly Parent and true parents, leaders, brothers and sisters. Welcome to our morning devotion. So for our Hondok reading, may I call on Sister Crystalline Sinfuego.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Good morning, God and true parents. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Our reading is taken from the book of Mother of Peace, a memoir by Hak Jahan Moon. Chapter 10, The Challenge of Realizing a Heavenly World, Continuation. The Cape of Good Hope and Righteous Hyojong. On the southern tip of the African continent lies the Cape of Good Hope. My husband and I choose that as the starting point of our proposed international peace highway. As a matter of peace, I need to give hope to the people of Africa and wipe away their tears. At the holy wedding of true parents in 1960, I pledged to God, I will accomplish your will in my lifetime. And I will have not forgotten this pledge for a moment. I have constantly spread God's words from east to west and south to north with a filial heart of filial piety for heaven. In 2012, after my husband's ascension, I bade him farewell with the words of God, with words, please put all earthly work behind you and peacefully enter the heavenly gates to comfort our heavenly parents. For that time, despite having to push myself beyond my limits, I took an exhausting agenda, traveling the globe to fulfill the promise that I have made to heaven and my husband. With my husband's ascension, it was left to me to accomplish God's desire and ideal, and I have embarked on a tearful journey for that cause. For the past 7 years, I have journeyed on, creating a heavenly tribe, a heavenly nation, and a heavenly world centered on God is not simple. In my resolve to restore 7 countries by 2020, I spent countless hours in prayer and devotion. My late husband lived with a mantra that sincere devotion moves heaven, and we felt the result. Many received inspiration from heaven, including Dr. Yoon Young Ho, the second Secretary General of FFWPU International Headquarters. On July 17, 2017, he received a revelation in which Father Moon gave him 3 golden keys. At that time, Dr. Jung was preparing for several events simultaneously, including Europe's Peace Start With Me Rally of Hope in Vienna, Austria, and Latin America Summit 2018 in Paulo, Brazil. After hearing his report about the dream, I invited 3 golden keys, religious leaders, to attend the upcoming Peace Start With Me festival in the United States. The 3 were Sheikh Mansour Diop of Senegal, Prophet Samuel Radebe of South Africa, and Archbishop Johannes Danga of Zimbabwe. During the festival in New York, we forged strong relationships that laid the foundation for what was to come. In January 2018, as I have mentioned previously, I traveled to Senegal for the first Africa Summit. I held the summit in Senegal because God had prepared a righteous man there. Sheikh Mansour Diop, a distinguished Muslim leader, through of his efforts, numerous fellow leaders, some with millions of followers, heartily welcomed me. Impressed by our ideals and initiative, Sheikh Diop invested himself in preparing for the summit. Putting his reputation online, Sheikh Diop encouraged His Excellency President Macky Sall to co-host the summit. True Mother is coming to bring the blessing to Africa, he told President Sall. This summit will be historic and your support is essential. President Macky Sall gladly welcomed me and provided the best venue in Senegal for the summit. The Center's International de Conferences Abdou Diouf or CAD. In addition to his generous support, President Macky Sall also generously offered his presidential vehicle and members of his security team to protect me wherever I went. Nonetheless, One thing remained uncertain. Even it was I landed in Senegal, I had not yet received confirmation of President Sall's participation in the summit. On the eve of the summit, President Sall kindly offered to have a private meeting. After receiving his warm welcome, I spoke about the history of God's providence, heaven's providence in Africa, my identity as only begotten daughter, and my wish to bless the nation and continent. After hearing me, President Sall said, I'll attend tomorrow's summit. Following our meeting, I was told that President Sall was moved by sincerity with which I wished to bless Africa and bring salvation to humankind, and by my lack of desire of honor, power, or profit. I cannot verify that anecdotal report, but it is consistent with my experience of President Sall's exemplary leadership and gallantry. The government was mobilized for the summit, and the summit was broadcast live throughout the nation on national television and reported by national and international media. I spoke without a prepared speech on heaven's providence and the Africa continent, and concluded my address by proclaiming heavenly Africa, a continent of hope blessed by heaven, and inviting everyone to join this initiative. President Sall later expressed his desire to work together. The following summer, in June 2019, I visited Johannesburg, South Africa to officiate at the 100,000 Hyojong Family Blessing Festival. Prophet Samuel Radebes and my team worked together for this blessing. More than 500 dignitaries, government officials, members of parliament, and religious leaders from across Africa, including 12 current and former presidents and prime ministers, joined the event to support the True Family movement. During the blessing prayer, I prayed that continent of Africa, together with the 100,000 in attendance, would form a heavenly Africa, a light unto the world. Adieu.
Ju. Thank you so much, Sister Crystalline. So, and now to share her 10 points of gratitude, please help me to welcome our sister, Aganer Lumelay.
Yes. Good morning, brothers and sisters. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit in a hurry. So, good morning, God and true parents. Good morning, brothers and sisters.
Morning.
Yes, I'm about to share my 10 points of gratitude, but then bear with my voice because I've lost it because of my, colds. So I've got a cold, so I have this problem on my voice. So please bear with me and hopefully you can understand it. So I'm going to start now. 10 points of gratitude. Number 1, I wanted to express my deepest gratitude to our heavenly parents and true parents for the air we breathe, for the love, protection, and guidance, and to my good night's sleep, also for giving me another day to live my life and a chance to do my portion of responsibility as a child who needs to report and greet their parents as they woke up. Number 2, I'm so grateful and thankful for having our true mother who shares her unconditional love, unending support, and powerful words of wisdom to each and every one of us. Number 3, I am grateful and I'm grateful, truly grateful for my family, friends, and relatives, especially my brothers and sisters who embrace me despite of being stubborn and lazy most of the time. Thank you for the understanding and piece of advice of not giving up and not to end my life. Number 4, I am so grateful for our elders, leaders, not just in our church, but also in outside world who tried their best to our nation to be peaceful, fruitful, and productive. Thank you for your service and love for your country. Also, thank you for your inspirational message, which made me reflect and helped me overcome most of my fallen nature. Thank you, Tito, Tita, for reminding me my value and how special I am every day. Number 5, I am truly grateful for the help and support of my dearest ancestors in the spirit world, for always staying by my side, especially for my mom, whom for sure listen and care for me whenever I am down. Number 6, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to the blessed families, true children, and members for their effort and hard work in fulfilling God's will and and comforting our Heavenly Parents' heart. Number 7, I am so grateful and thankful that despite of having this pandemic and COVID-19, we still have a good health and have 3 meals a day to continue our routine in life. Number 8, I am so grateful and thankful for those people whom I've never met before, I've met, and I'm going to meet, who have their right unique attitude and character. Thank you for teachings and unexpected lessons, and also for your good personality and kind heart. You are one of those who molds me and prepare me to become a better version of myself in the future as I start. Number 9, I am truly grateful and thankful for my imperfections that I have and in my life, for it keeps me going and pushes me to continue living my life centered on God. Number 10, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to Ate Aiki and Ate Hosok, who gives me the chance to recite the 10 points of gratitude. You are truly an angel, for you feed my starving physical, spiritual body and self as my day start. Thank you so much, brothers and sisters. Sorry.
Wow, thank you so much, Aiki. Wow. Aganer, I'm sorry. Thank you so much, Sister Aganer Lumelay, no, for sharing your 10 points of gratitude. And remember, you are always special. And keep fighting, and be strong always. So, and thank you so much. So let's give her a virtual clap. Brothers and sisters, wow, thank you so much. So, and now to render us a song, let's all welcome our sister Eugene Bascota.
저희는 기운에 나도
Wow, thank you so much. So let's give a hand to second gen brothers in Kawayan City. Wow, power, power. So I believe your hearts are ready to receive the internal guidance. So my dear brothers and sisters, please help me to welcome our national leader, Reverend Leo Angelo Halog, for the internal guidance.
Thank you very much, our Sister Josu. First, I would like to greet our Heavenly Parent and True Parents. Good morning, our Heavenly Parent and True Parents. To all our beloved leaders, our blessed central families, brothers and sisters, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Thank you for our beloved brothers and sisters from Region 2, especially our second generations who took part in today's morning devotion. Thank you for that very inspiring song. Our brothers in Region 2, our second generation there, and also for the wonderful 10 points of appreciation of our sister, also second generation. Yeah, so today is our 81st day of our morning devotion. Like we are starting like third 40 days condition. So I'm really, really happy to have all of you, all our blessed central families and brothers and sisters, not only in the Philippines, but even from other countries joining together. Today is April 23, and then yeah, very soon we are going to have the blessing ceremony. So I would like to connect my topic today. Yeah, but before that, also maybe you were all informed already that one of our very close ambassador for peace yesterday, he passed away. Si Attorney Wensilito Andanar. He contributed so much actually in the Providence, and uh, they were very close to us, even to me also personally. When we were in Cambodia, I was able to have really time with them. They really are very inspired, and they really love True Parents, our movement. They supported so much even until the very end, Attorney Andanar. So we let us really pray for him, for his victorious ascension. So yesterday already he was kasi Muslim po sila, so they had their Bonjon na yesterday. He was buried already yesterday before sunset. He passed away in the morning, and then in the evening before sunset he was buried already. And yeah, Dr. Yong loves him so much. So I reported also to Dr. Yong yesterday, and then Dr. Yong asked me to convey the condolences and also send something to their family. So I sent message also to Mrs. Annie yesterday. And so thank you for all your prayers. Yeah, so really we are very happy to have them. Really supported us in the Providence even until the very last minute. So yesterday during the burial, Kuya Sid representing all of us, he went there, and then immediately Ma'am Annie is asking Dr. Yong, looking for Dr. Yong, and then remember the last time we met together in Cambodia. So yeah, so later on she said she will be also visiting here. Yeah, so I hope we can also do the Songwa ceremony later because they are blessed. So we are arranging with Mrs. Annie and Danar. So I hope when we could set the schedule, then we will do the Songwa ceremony for our beloved attorney Wensi and Danar. Yeah, so let's really pray for him. Yeah, so this morning I would like to share with you. So this morning, since we will be also having a blessing ceremony, I would like to connect our this topic today about the blessing. So today I would like to share the reason for receiving the blessing. So here in our Philippine headquarters, we are really preparing very well. I'm really grateful to our beloved Ati Dulce and all our staff here in HQ, and also the staff of BFD department. They're really preparing very well, and they're really making our blessing event really, really special. because our nation, this will really be the like representative of Asia Pacific too. So we will be really shown in the international. That's why we are preparing very well our venue, and really the number also of couples. We are arranging very well. So it's actually very beautiful now, our hall here in our HQ. So this is truly a great and really amazing event that really Heavenly Parent is really waiting continuously. Heavenly Parents always, this is I think the best time. Really, Heavenly Parent is really rejoicing during these events. So we are really preparing very well for our beloved brothers and sisters who will be receiving the blessing. So we have 7 couples here in our national headquarters that will be participating, and then some 5 I think members also, singles, will be joining, but their spouse is in another country. Total in the Philippines we have around 30 participants. Some are joining in other places. So let's study this topic entitled the reason for receiving the blessing. True Father said the fall is marriage not centering on God. The fall is marriage not centering on God. Because marriage centered on Satan, it now must be done in the name of God alone. Such marriage is the world historical marriage. It is not marriage in one nation, but it is the marriage beyond nation and beyond the satanic world. It is the ground of surpassing the satanic world. So everything really started in the fall of our first human ancestors. They supposed to receive, the marriage. It should be God, Heavenly Parent should marry Adam and Eve, right? But because they couldn't really wait for that time, Adam and Eve, their marriage was centered on Satan. So that's why Father said now it must be done in the name of God alone. That's why all people now, we are, encouraging all people. And then also us, we need to receive the blessing centering on our Heavenly Parent. So such marriage is the world historical marriage, Father said. It is not marriage in one nation, but it is the marriage beyond nation and beyond the satanic world. It is the ground of surpassing the satanic world. So really how valuable the blessing is. That's why waiting for the right time and really centering on our Heavenly Parent. All human beings should receive the blessing from our Heavenly Parent alone, Father said. So this is not just within our nation. It goes beyond, right? It goes beyond our nation. So it is the ground of surpassing the satanic world, Father said. It is the formula in building God's sovereignty. The mass wedding, centering on our Unification Church, it is not just limited to our own church marriage ceremony. It is the formula through which the whole of humankind will move. We must know this clearly. Then what is the fundamental reason for receiving the blessing? It is because our ancestors were fallen. If the human ancestors had not fallen, this work of the blessing would not be happening. But because of the fall, there is the course of restoration remaining in order to go back to God's sovereignty, and we must climb this way. This explains the purpose for religion and the goal of history. If only our first human ancestors waited for the right time, and then they received, they were, they received the blessing, or it's Heavenly Parent who married them, then Father is saying here, it is because of our fallen ancestors. So if the human ancestors had not fallen, this work of the blessing would not be happening. Especially this mass wedding that we are doing, reaching out all families, right? So if only Adam and Eve, married centering on God, then it will be natural for us. It will be natural for human beings now. We shouldn't be doing this mass wedding that we are doing now. It will be natural that human beings, will grow and develop until they reach the right age and right time. Then naturally they will be receiving, they will be married in centering on Heavenly Parent. It will be natural. Sana kung hindi lang nag-fall si Adam and Eve, right? That's why the mass wedding that we are doing is not only centering on our church, Unification Church, and then now, even now, we are not anymore Unification Church. We are now Heavenly Parents Holy Community. That's why now even our concept we need to change. That's why this is really beyond religion, right? That's why all people, whatever denominations they have, they belong to any other group or whatever. So this is for all people. That's why this is the formula, Father said, through which the whole of humankind will move. This is the formula in building God's sovereignty. Aju? That's why Father said this explains the purpose for religion and the goal of history, to be able to really guide people and then really for them to be able to receive the blessing and really married centering on Heavenly Parent. So this is really the only way. What this is really the biggest, uh, work that True Parents is doing and continuously, that's why True Mother also is always, longing to see many blessing candidates, right? So that's why also this time they are also asking uh, many, as much as we can, as many as we can, our young people to be able to really be blessed, because this is really the way, the formula in building God's sovereignty. Jew. That's really how important the blessing is. That's why we cannot really, really imagine how really blessed we are that we could receive the blessing from Heavenly Parent, from True Parents. And then we have to really multiply continuously until all people can be blessed. Father said the ultimate purpose is to have true family. Ultimately, what is the final purpose? It is to have the true family. This is the ultimate purpose for fallen humankind to discover. In order to establish the true family, true people must come. Among the true people, true man must appear first. So by doing that, the true man finds the true woman and they have the holy wedding centering on God. And finally, the true family is started. So that's why everything first begins from, the coming of the true man. That's why true father came, right? And then that true man needs to find the true woman, and they have the holy wedding centering on God. And finally, the true family will going to begin. So it will start, by having a true family, because originally, right, Adam and Eve needs to build that true family, right? Then if only Adam and Eve could fulfill that, then this world is already kingdom of heaven. Naturally, all people become, follow our first parent, Adam and Eve, right? And then we become, all our families will become true families. So that's why in the course of restoration, because of the fall, right? So Heavenly Parent needs to send first Jesus Christ, a true man, and then but because of the failure of people during that time, so true father needs to come, and then father could find our beloved true mother, and also true mother was really prepared by Heavenly Parent, right? And then the historic holy wedding happened in 1960. That is really the turning point of history, right? They go beyond what Adam and Eve couldn't go through. That's why everything now is changed because of the holy wedding of our beloved true parents. That's why this time we will be celebrating, and then this we could see how really important the holy wedding now. All the major holidays is coming together through true parents holy wedding. So this coming April 27, we will be celebrating, centering on the 61st holy wedding of our beloved true parents, and then together we will be celebrating the 54th Heavenly Parents Day, and then also the 62nd True Parents Day. So all major holidays now are coming together, centering on the holy wedding. This is really the turning point. This is really the turning point, right? That's why how really important this holiday. That's why we really need to prepare also our hearts, and then also externally we need to prepare our churches. We need to really prepare, the best, offering that we can also give, even just not so many simple, because also of difficulties this time, but most importantly our heart, right? And really understanding the value of this celebration that we will going to have, centering on our beloved true parents, our true mother here in the physical world, and our true father in the spiritual world. So they have completed, they have what God really is longing for, to see, first true family. right? So this is really an amazing celebration that we're going to have. So true Father said, due to the human fall, humankind was unable to have that origin. So due to the human fall, humankind was unable to have that origin. Therefore, we must deny all the families which existed until today, according to God's providential will, centering on the family foundation. And we must go over the existing family standard. If someone cannot go over this standard, the fallen world cannot return to the original world. This is the principled interpretation. Fallen man and woman, no matter who they might be, cannot stand in front of God without going through this conditional formula. We must understand this. So yeah, because of the fall of our first human ancestors, so humankind was unable to have that origin. So our origin, actually is a tragedy. Already humanity is started from our fallen human ancestors, right? Because of the fall. So therefore, Father said we must deny all the existing families in the world today, according to God's providential will on the family foundation, and we must go over the existing family standard. That's why we, as blessed families who receive the blessing, we need to set up new standard of, what is really true standard of a family. That's why following our beloved true parents, right? So if someone cannot go over this standard, Father said, the fallen world cannot return to the original world. So we can see now all the problems actually coming from the family, right? That's why we have to really set that standard as the central families, right? So that people later can follow. So tayo talaga centering on our beloved true parents, following true parents standard. So this is the principled interpretation. So fallen man and woman, no matter who they might be, cannot stand in front of God without going through this conditional formula. So that's why this blessing that we have received from true parents, this is just the beginning. This is like certain condition for us. This is the basic condition. This is the like first step, the blessing, right? And then move forward, continue to develop ourselves. Of course, first blessing is to develop one's our first, right? Perfect our character. But really with the situation, without receiving the blessing, we cannot do this. That's why our spouse, right, is very, very important to perfect our character in this restoration course. That's why if true parents will wait for human beings to perfect themselves first before giving the blessing, it will really take time, right? That's why really some certain condition we did before the blessing, right? That's why it's really very, very important that at least this basic condition, and then later on we can receive the blessing and then continue to grow and develop, and then together with our spouse we can perfect ourselves, our character. Aju, that's why we need to understand this, Father said. So no matter what, we have to set up that standard, as the central families, and then we can make a standard in our society, and then in our nation, and finally in the world. So true Father said, Satan entered through Adam and Eve. Satan entered through Adam and Eve. In other words, a husband and wife pulled him in. Therefore, the husband and wife must chase Satan out. They were attacked by Satan and became fallen parents. So the true parents must come and restore this. Without doing this, we cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. The fact that even now Jesus is praying in paradise means that we still remain under Satan's accusation. So Father is saying here, Satan entered through Adam and Eve. So a husband and wife pulled him in. That's why we could see, in the families, right? In the relationship of husband and wife, really, Satan really attacks families so much, especially husband and wife relationship. That's why, therefore, husband and wife, Father said, must chase Satan out. Because this is where Satan could enter in the relationship between man and woman, husband and wife. That's why to build, perfect relationship of husband and wife, it's really not easy. Kaya nga marami tayong mga kasabihan dito, sabi ng mga tao, ang pag-aasawa, hindi lang yan parang kaning isusubo pag napasok ay luluwa mo. So, meaning people know that there are a lot of challenges between this relationship of husband and wife. Right? People are not just much talking about this outside society, but actually all problems when you go, you see. So I heard nga na in the Philippines then, konti lang talaga yung nakasal with our big number of population. In the record, parang nasa 1 million lang talaga yung mga married. Talagang mga, may legally. So, there are really a lot of challenges. So more than any challenges na kinakaharap natin ngayon sa society natin, of corruption, of drugs, or whatever problems na kinakaharap natin this time. But actually, most serious problem is really problem in the family between husband and wife, right? Between husband and wife, because this is where Satan entered in that relationship of man and woman, husband and wife. Yeah, it's really not easy, right? So without understanding this, how can husband and wife overcome? That's why now there is no assurance that, people get married and then how long they will stay together. Before nga, merong mga pinag-uusapan dati na ang kasal daw meron ng expiration. Buti nga hindi natuloy yun eh. Right? Na parang meron yung 5 years lang, pipili ka. It's good. It didn't push through. Right? So, we now understand how important our understanding about this. Right? So, husband and wife. So, ngayon, there will be, some brothers and sisters will be joining the blessing. And then, recently we had yung ceremony lang nila, engagement ceremony. Nung pipirma sila, the time the MC is reminding si Kuya Angel, sigurado na ba kayo? Pag-isipan nyo mabuti bago kayo pumirma. So, it was reminding. So, we know exactly, it's not really easy, this kind of relationship. Even we, na-bless tayo, kahit na na-bless na tayo, na-match tayo, na-bless tayo, there are really many situations. There are many difficulties. That's why without really understanding deeply, then there will be a lot of challenges, right? Kaya really most important is our preparation. Understanding we are studying continuously, right? So the blessing is not just, a simple thing that we are receiving, right? But really this is a commitment of life and death. Really loving your spouse in whatever situation. When people are getting married, they're promising in sickness and in health, right? So really not easy, but with our understanding and with our true parents guiding us directly, we can break through and we can overcome and we can really build this really amazing relationship when man and woman can truly become one and can really represent our heavenly parent. Aju? So Father said they were attacked by Satan and became fallen parents. So the true parents must come and restore this. So true parents needs to come. So without doing this, we cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. The fact that even now Jesus is praying in paradise means that we still remain under Satan's accusation. That's why true parents, they must absolutely come. Right? That's why already true parents came, more than 60 years ago, when they received the holy wedding, already 61st this year. But still, many people needs to really know. That's why continuously we need to reach out people. Already there is now the solution. Now people, man and woman, can now become true husband and wife, right? And then already they can chase really Satan out completely because of true parents, right? So how really fortunate we are. So that's why no matter what, we need to prepare very well. And then we really need to understand deeply the purpose. And then really, we have to be willing to sacrifice everything for the sake of our spouse. And then with that kind of determination, when we receive the blessing, right? In sickness and in health, that's what people are saying, right? In whatever difficulties, in whatever circumstances in life, right? Satan always try to, separate you. This is Satan's, what Satan is doing. He will be successful if he can make husband and wife separate, especially if blessed couple, right? If blessed couple, always fighting, having a lot of problems, Satan is happy, right? That's why no matter what, with our true parents, guiding us, and then with our commitment, entering in this relationship, life and death, and then really sacrificing everything for our spouse, we can build really ideal family that God is really longing for, and we can really chase Satan away. Aju? Father said we must all receive the blessing. So in the future, in order to become citizens of the third Israel, we must receive the blessing centering in the unification church. In the past, in Abraham's time, in order to become Israelites, people had to receive circumcision. In the same way, without receiving the unification church blessing, you cannot be a citizen of the third Israel. However, in receiving the blessing, conditions are not simple. I myself offered my 40 years of life because of that condition. I spent my whole life for that. So receiving the blessing actually really takes a lot of effort. Kaya nga in the past, right, brothers and sisters, in the past our elders, really absolutely they need to pass through 7-year course. That is the minimum. Father said, sabi ni Father, I myself offered my 40 years of life because of that condition. Can you imagine the course that true Father have gone through, our true parents have gone through? I spent my whole life for that. Kaya nga, in the past, at least 7-year course, they need to go through to receive the blessing. And then dati, hindi talaga tayo based on the testimonies. We are not the ones that, I'm ready to receive the blessing. But that time, yung leader mo talagang magsasabi, ready ka na to be blessed. Right? But based on the foundations, especially now, we are already living in the era of Chanilguk. To become citizens of Chanilguk, we have to receive the blessing. Right? We have to receive the blessing first. That is the first step. But it doesn't mean na blessed ka na, you can, that is just the first step. Kaya nga, now, some of brothers and sisters today, a few days from now, they will be blessed. So this is just the starting point, right? It's not the end point that once we receive the blessing, mag-settle na tayo just for our own family. Actually, this is just the beginning, just the starting point, right? So that's why it's really not easy. Sabi ni Father, conditions are not simple. Kaya nga to receive the blessing. Can you imagine completely we will be separated from Satan? Our blood lineage will fully be changed through the blessing. Of course, after completing the process until 3-day ceremony. That's why this kind of blessing is really, it is priceless. Even our entire life, we cannot pay back this great blessing that we will be receiving. That's why the conditions also are necessary. Basic conditions we need to fulfill. Kahit na ngayon, mas madali na yung condition. Right? But we have to have the same, determination, life and death determination, receiving this blessing. This will completely change our life, our entire lineage, our entire family, our ancestors, our descendants in the future. Aju, this will create new history. That's why all people needs to receive the blessing, Father said. That's why we are really, really grateful to true parents and to all our elders who have, pioneered the path. So ngayon, mas madali na yung mga conditions. But kahit na mas madali na, we need to still, have the same, determination. So we have to inherit all the foundations in the past, right? So that with this kind of heart and determination, then whatever challenges and difficulties will come later in your relationship as husband and wife, you can overcome. So Father said, why do we get the blessing? So in order to give the blessing to others and to see that the blessing goes to the whole world. Kaya we can see now that the blessing is not only for us, not only even for our just own descendants and, our own ancestors, but for this to go to the world, for the blessing. So as blessed families are increasing, right? As we multiply. So that's why itong ang blessing na binigay sa atin, this is not only for us, but this blessing was given to us for us to share to others. Kaya nga as blessed central families, right? We have to really share the blessing. So we are just called first. Tayo lang yung nauna. But this is not only for us, for our family, but we have to really, say what we have to really share this to all the people, starting from, at least in our tribe. And then ultimately continues until all people can be able to receive the blessing. Aju? So this is the purpose why true parents have given us the blessing. Why Heavenly Parent gave us the blessing. For this to reach out all corners of the world, that no one should be left behind. Right? All people can be blessed and truly become the children of our Heavenly Parent by separating completely from Satan through eliminating the fallen blood lineage. A Jew that can only be done through the blessing. So in order for all people to be called sons and daughters of Heavenly Parent, all people needs to be blessed. So the ideal of heaven cannot be established without marriage and family. So we cannot establish the ideal of heaven without marriage and the family. In the Unification Church, the purpose for all the good men and good women receiving the blessing is to build the ideal of the kingdom of heaven. Not only unmarried people, but also people already married who have the correct standard must get the blessing. Everyone must receive the blessing in order to return to the world of the original creation. In the principle, a true man and woman enter the world of the original creation through the blessing. But due to the fall, that work of love never happened. Yeah, so that's why Father said the ideal of heaven cannot establish without marriage and family, without receiving the blessing. That is why everyone must receive the blessing in order to return to the world of the original creation. That's why not only unmarried, Father said, not only singles, but all people. But also people already married. Kaya meron tayong already married couple. Sa HTM natin, mga kasal na yun sila lahat. So all families, so not only the single ones, but really all people, even mga married na, could receive the blessing. That's why before the blessing, we are going through education. Yun yung pinaka-importante, right? Really, especially in the past, it's really very strict ang standard talaga, right? When especially setting the correct foundation. Dati sobrang strict talaga in the past, even sa mga already married couple, previously married couple, dati rin very clear din and very strict din ang condition na kailangan nilang gawin. But now, because of True Parents Foundation, and then because of, we are now in different era. Can you imagine ngayon sa mga HTM? Just, short period of lecture lang, 30 minutes, hindi pa nakikinig yung iba, ganito, iba pa yung purpose nila in the beginning of coming. But, with that, very small condition, already they can receive the blessing. Can you imagine? This is really amazing already. The era where we are living in, that all foundations has been laid, right? Really amazing. So all people now can receive the blessing. So in the Philippines, in our country, it's very, dito sa atin, madali lang dito compared to many countries. So ngayon, we can really, bless all the more than 100 million people in our country. Really, we are really so fortunate. So this blessing will be the ones that is absolutely needed in order to build and establish kingdom of heaven. That's why all people needs to receive the blessing. So Father said, by standing in the position of parents, we can receive heavenly fortune. So human beings, by finally standing in the position of parents, are receiving the heavenly inheritance. That is Jesus, a feast of the Lamb. In other words, people must go through the blessing of the Unification Church, which means receiving the blessing from God. So, receiving the blessing, and then later on, we will become also parents. The most important is, standing in that position of parents, Father said. So, when we stand in that position, then we can receive the heavenly inheritance. That's why, after a few days, then we're going to have the blessing ceremony. That's why how much our True Parents is really preparing every time there is a blessing, international headquarters. This is really the most, precious and really most, celebrated time, events that we have, really the blessing. And then now True Mother is creating really new way to really like to show to the world. Kaya nagkaroon tayo ng blessing festival, right? And then young people are, making their pledge as young as 13 years old. So really, if, this practice can be, can be known, naturally, the atmosphere in our nation, in the world, in all communities will going to change. So we are, True Mothers, really envisioning that, one day, all people can really, naturally will receive the blessing. Kasi ito naman talaga, if only Adam and Eve didn't didn't fall, pag hindi lang nagkasala si Adam and Eve. Naturally, human beings, they grow, their character, develop their character as they grow up, and then wait for the right time. So True Mother is really making this a reality. Right? That's why True Mother is making the Blessing Festival. Kaya nga, even in our own movement, in our own heavenly community, we really need to make this very clear na standard, and really, really, make this really as a very clear na culture where our young second, third generation, our young brothers and sisters will naturally, look forward for the blessing. And then we can overcome all these problems of chapter 2 kapag ma-build natin itong klase ng culture na to, that what True Mother have started. So now even Sunday service nga ngayon, True Mother, yesterday we had meeting with President Hori. Even True Mother now is really making, a new way of Sunday service where all people can join, can participate. Really, our True Mother now is really making the standard, the clear standard, and from the beginning sana kung di nagkasala si Adam and Eve. So True Mother now is really making these things substantially that the world can see. Aju, that's why in our heavenly community, if we can really make this, very clear culture of purity of mind and heart and body, right? And then naturally, our second, third young brothers and sisters will naturally go for the blessing when the right time comes. And then we can surpass and overcome all these problems and difficulties. Aju, that's why tayo ng mga nauna, it's our responsibility to really show to the younger ones, right? What is really the standard of being a blessed family, right? That's why we are really taking a very big responsibility. And then continuously, as our True Mother is leading and really showing the whole world. Aju, really, we are really grateful while our True Mother is here. That's why True Mother really determined in her lifetime to complete everything, right? That's why President Hori told us also, this week, we need to start to think like go beyond, different concept. Magkaroon na rin ng ibang concept, sabi niya. So later on, Dr. Yun will be giving like new guidance centering on our beloved True Mother, and then like really encouraging us to have new mindset this time, even in our Sunday service, not only for members na, but for all people to come, and be embraced in our holy community, really making this world as one. Aju, and then really this culture is truly precious and important, so that young people can be guided very well, right? And then they can keep their purity, and then they can really wait for the right time, and then they can receive the blessing. Only through the blessing that we can really build and establish a heavenly ideal world. Aju, that's why we are really thankful to our beloved true parents, and every time we have really blessing events, how happy our heavenly parent and true parents are. Aju, so let's really prepare well, especially those who will be receiving the blessing this coming Sunday. Let's really prepare well and really offer this great blessing to our heavenly parent and true parents, and really determine together with our beloved True Mother, we're going to build an ideal society, ideal nation, and ideal world, centering on making an ideal families. Aju, that really heavenly parent and true parents can be proud of. Let's really appreciate our heavenly parents and true parents. Let's give a big round of applause to our true parents. So thank you very much once again, heavenly parents and true parents, and all our leaders and blessed families. May you all have a great day today, and may God's love and blessings be upon you and families. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you so much. So if you receive it, let's give a hand to God and true parents. And to our national leader, Sir Leo Angelo Halog, thank you for reminding us the reason for receiving the blessing, So these are the points that I got from the message for this morning. Number one, to create God's lineage. Second, to establish the true family and ideal world. Third, to become a blessing to others. So brothers and sisters, how lucky we are to have our true parents in our life, no? So I remember True Mother said before, the solution to all problems is through the blessing. So brothers and sisters, Let us all receive the blessing from our two parents. So let's give a hand to our two parents. Okay, so for the reflection, we call on Brother Loreto Portabes.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning to our national leader, Reverend Leo Angelo Halog. And also, I would like also to greet our original Vice President, Asia Pacific, Reverend Julius Malikdim. Good morning. And also to our very own Dr. Robert and Ma'am Teresa Kittel. Good morning. So today's topic is very important and very significant for and very significant to all of us, especially that we are the member of the unification movement, because receiving the blessing is cutting off Satan's lineage to God's lineage. So we need to receive blessing, brothers and sisters. So that's why most of our leaders, our elders, our blessed couples they are really doing their responsibility, not just only receiving the blessing, but to share a blessing to others. That's why our true Father encouraged us to bless all people, bless 1/3 of the world's population, because through this blessing, we can really become filial sons and daughters, as well as we can truly become sons and daughters of God and true parents. So that's why to those brothers and sisters who will not yet receive the blessing, we need to receive the blessing, because through this, we could be able to cut off our lineage from Satan's to God's lineage. So the words of our true Father is very strong. That's why we need to follow the footsteps of our true Father. That's why all our leaders out there, all our leaders all around the world, they are really busy doing blessing. They are doing a tribal Messiah mission, because this is our mission. This is our goal, to bless people. So that's why we should not keep this blessing with our own. That we could be able to share this blessing to other people. So thank you to all people, to those, especially for our spiritual family, in Ma'am Angel Lorizana, Ma'am Lina Walat, the Portabes family, who will encourage me to receive, who will encourage me to keep this blessing, because through this blessing we could really enter the kingdom of heaven. So thank you to all people who really doing a part to do a blessing every tribal Messiah mission. So thank you so much. So we hope that we could spread this blessing to all people. We could be able to encourage people to receive this blessing, especially this. We are not just really receiving that blessing, but blessing is our responsibility. So we should not just receive the blessing, but we could do our part. We could do our responsibility to really become. Our goal is to become an ideal family. Our goal is to become to make this world an ideal world. So that's why receiving the blessing is one step forward for us to build an ideal outcome. So in order for us to build what called one family under God. So that's all, brothers and sisters. So thank you so much. So that's all for my reflection for today. So God bless us all. Good morning.
Wow, thank you so much, Brother Loreto, for sharing your reflection to us. So let's give a hand to Brother Loreto. Ayan. Okay. So now, another reflection. May I call on our sister, Mona Bonafé. Let's all welcome her with a round of applause. Mona.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ate.
Okay. Good morning to Heavenly Father, to true parents, to our great leaders. Today's topic is about the blessing. I thank God and true parents in the early days, especially when growing up, that my auntie became a missionary, and she used to take me along in the center. So in my life of faith, ulila kasi ako. So nag-asawang mother ko after 7 years. And then may problema ang nanay ko with mental issues. So I asked my auntie noon, sabi ko sa kanya, si Auntie Edith Cipriano, how to change or paanong hindi ko na mamanahin yung misfortune kumbaga ng lahi. And then sabi niya sa akin, kailangan mo mag-attend ng blessing. It's the only way out para hindi mo na maranasan yung ganyang sitwasyon sa magiging family mo. So bata pa lang ako, nakatatak na yun sa isip ko. And then growing up, dahil maaga kang naulila at saka may other family na yung mother mo. So I used to live in the wilderness as I stay in my auntie, uncle, lolo, lola. Tapos basically sa center life. So habang lumalaki, habang ako ay nagkakaedad na, seminars continue to be lectured, especially sa lecture din ni Kuya Edgar Tanate about the family tree. Doon ko nabigyan ng mas importansya yung pag-attend sa mga kondukhe or morning service pa lang noon. And then little by little, doon na nagkaroon ng liwanag kung ano yung magiging bunga kung ikaw ay mag-attend ng blessing. And honestly, through the blessing, nung na-overcome ko lahat yung challenges noon, I have seen in my life of faith na napaka-blissful ng pagiging blessed and married life. Tapos nakita ko yung diferensya noon sa kapatid ko na nag-asawa din. And then battered wife siya, and then hirap talaga din siya sa buhay. Nung nabiyuda na siya, nilet go ko, sabi ko sa kanya, you have to make a condition to receive also the blessing. Kaya yung dalawa niyang anak nasa amin na, kasi parang yung kay auntie noon pag nagkukwento siya about yung sa kanila ni Uncle Mitring, ma-amaze ka sa relationship nila, how do they handle things properly na hindi ko kinakitaan sa ibang mag-asawa na nag-aaway, and then basta yung typical na pag-aaway ng mag-asawa. So, nagpapasalamat ako that through the blessing, hindi ako namumroblema ng manginginom na asawa, ng bababae, tamad, or whatsoever. It's because of the blessing, talagang ipinakita ni God na if you believe in Him, if you believe in the blessing, lalo na yung tradition natin na ito, then God will really take care of us. True parents is really taking care of us. Kasi, di ba, sa lecture natin, sabi nga niya, if you are a blessed member, even in the spirit world, I will take care of you, sabi niya. So, yun yung mga bagay na na pinaniniwalaan at saka nakatanim talaga sa isip at puso ko. And then, talaga naman, in my age now, yun din ang sasabihin ko sa mga bata. Kaya yung mga bata minsan na nagsasabi na ate, tulungan mo nga kami for recommendation. I tell them, hindi ko alam yung tradisyon nyo na yan. Kasi ako, sabi ko, I joined the matching, I joined the blessing. Kung meron kayong ganyan, kayo na lang muna. So, I am grateful to Heavenly Father and true parents, sa spiritual mother parents ko, kasi kahit anong pinagdaanan sa life of faith, talagang pinagtiyagaan din nila ako. So, ganun din ang ginagawa ko ngayon sa mga nire-raise up ko dito, especially kapag may mga kabataan na hindi nila masyadong naintindihan ang blessing. I try to testify about also my experience. So, thank you for this privilege, although na late na yung notice ni Aiki, and I hope na I can still give good testimony for Heavenly Father and true parents, kasi masarap maging resulta ng blessing. Thank you, and God bless po.
Wow, thank you so much, Ate Mona. So let's give a hand to Ate Mona. And thank you po for sharing your reflection to us. And truly, brothers and sisters, condition and preparations are very important before we go through the blessing. So we are the living testimony to all our brothers and sisters, So, ayan. Thank you so much once again. And now for another reflection, may I call on my father, Nicholas Passion. So let's give a round of applause.
Good morning, Heavenly Father, to parents. Good morning to our national leader, Reverend Leo Alov. Also to all brothers and sisters. At salamat sa morning devotion natin umaga. My reflection is an experience through the topic of the reason for receiving the blessing. Una, nag-attend kami ng seminar ng Divine Principle. At hanggang dyan, nalaman namin ang value ng blessing. Kahit po ay kami ay PMC, so ginusto namin ang new vows of marriage. Kasi ang important ng blessing is for the God sovereignty to become new husband and wife and true family centering on God. Kaya po nag-join kami ng year 1992, 30,000 mass wedding blessing vow ceremony. Kaya nagkaroon kami ng 2 second generation. Kasi Lusok at saka si Mary Christine. Kaya gusto ko sana naman sila mag-receive ng blessing. Salamat sa pag-join natin sa Unification Movement. So ang blessing ay hindi lang para sa atin, kundi para sa kalahatan. Salamat sa guideline nito parents sa atin. Salamat sa morning prayer bilang spiritual life natin. Maraming salamat, Heavenly Parents, to parents, brothers and sisters, I give. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much. So, yan, thank you so much, Daddy. And let's give a hand to my father. Ayan, so actually, he's inspired kaya nag-share din siya ng reflection niya. Okay, so brothers and sisters, for the final guidance, so let's all please help me to welcome our very own Regional Vice President of Heavenly Asia Pacific 2, Dr. Julius Malikden. So let's give a hand, a round of applause, brothers and sisters.
Thank you very much, Husok, and to all brothers and sisters. Very inspiring testimony and reflection today. Actually, every time we talk about the topic of blessing, this is actually very exciting in our life of faith. So we're so grateful to our heavenly parents and true parents for this guidance today and conveyed to us through our national leader, Kuya LA. So thank you very much, Kuya LA. To all brothers and sisters who are joining us in this morning devotion, good morning. So the topic is about the reason for receiving the blessing. So if we are if we are to ask ourselves, what is the ultimate purpose of the providence? Sabi ni True Father, it is to realize true families. So this is the purpose of the providence. So heavenly families that are based on God's original lineage. So actually, ito yung na-deprive si God. Hindi nangyari ito. Ito yung will ni God. Ito yung ideal of creation, but it could not take place because of the fall. So our true parents, because every time we talk about the blessing, we have to connect it with based on providential viewpoint. So our true parents started and pioneered this course. After 6,000 years that God, patiently waited only until the emergence of our true father and true mother as God's only begotten son and daughter, then finally they could marry centering on our heavenly parents. That is the blessing. So, ano ba ang ultimate goal in our life of faith? So why we have to go through a lot of training? Yesterday we're talking about self-denial, why we have to sacrifice many things, why we have to go the difficult way. What is the purpose of our life of faith? So it is actually why, because we are setting conditions. Conditions for what? To receive the blessing. No, Aju? So that is why all our brothers and sisters, some of them could not yet receive the blessing, but they have worked so hard already in the providence. So, but we should not give up. This is actually so important. This is the goal, ultimate goal in our life of faith. So do you think receiving the blessing is simple? Father said, receiving the blessing is not simple, which is true. Do you think we or you receive the blessing because you are qualified or we are qualified? Actually, no. We are not qualified. No one is qualified. No? I remember a story. This story was shared to us, and then when True Father was in America and speaking to young brothers and sisters, and he is giving guidance about the blessing. And then one of the participants asked, isn't it that we have to perfect first the first blessing before we can be qualified for the second blessing? And then True Father said yes. So parang ang ibig sabihin nito, so that means hindi pa ako qualified to receive the blessing. So I still need to perfect myself first. I first need to complete or perfect the first blessing bago ako ma-bless. You know what? The answer of True Father was very interesting. He said, if I will wait for you to become perfect, then probably you will receive the blessing when you are 80 years old. So we want to receive the blessing when you are 80. So, but Father said, this is actually very important. Father said, you did not receive the blessing, or you will not receive the blessing because you are qualified. It is because, as true parents, we qualify you. So true parents are taking responsibility for our blessing in order to protect us from Satan's accusation. Kaya nga sabi ni Sister Mona kanina na even in the spirit world, true Father is taking responsibility for us. He will be responsible for us once you receive the blessing. This is actually so serious, no matter, no? We true parents are responsible for us. So that's why every time true parents is giving the blessing, he is actually like fighting Satan. No, every time there is blessing going on, whether HTM blessing or the blessing that we're doing for our brothers and sisters, it's like fighting for true parents. Fighting what? Fighting Satan's accusation, because Satan will always accuse, oh, this is not qualified, this person is not qualified, oh, this is not qualified. But true parents are like protecting us, giving us the shield from Satan's accusation. So when you think of the blessing, brothers and sisters, please do not think of it like a personal activity. That means like you are having a partner, no? Or you think of it as like humanistically. No, it's just like a man, woman coming together to get married. No, so this we have to think beyond this kind of thinking. We have to understand the very deep providential meaning of the blessing. Aju? So, the goal, because of the fall, God and our heavenly parents were denied. God, our heavenly parents, was denied of having ideal family that will carry his original lineage. Yun ang nangyari. So that is why true parents' holy wedding, which took place, I shared this last Sunday, right? It took place March 16. This is lunar calendar, no? 16th day of the third month in 1960. This was the greatest turning point in history. It was a historic moment, no, in the history of restoration, which was like going finally can surpass can surpass the top level of the growth states na hindi yun na-accomplish ni na Adam and Eve. So it's like the apex or the highest point of the providence of restoration. And it occurred in 1960. So when we think of the blessing, no, we always have to connect it to the holy wedding of a true parents. It was truly a cosmic global event. Both heaven and earth rejoice. No? And you can think about it, right? It's like during the blessing, both spirit world, physical world, heaven and earth were rejoicing. The true father, like representing heaven, and then true mothers, like representing earth. And then there, like union finally become like connecting the spiritual world and the physical world, which has long been divided because of the fall. So it's like it's like a breakthrough for the first time. And that becomes the standard in order to break down the wall that separated us from our heavenly parents. Doon nagsimula ang providence of restoring true families. That is the starting point. But it doesn't stop from receiving the blessing, right? We receive the guidance today from true parents that we are responsible to multiply this blessing. Every time we recite pledge, the family pledge, we always go pass through pledge number 6, right? What is pledge number 6? We pledge to become a family that moves heavenly fortune. And then pagdating dun sa to perfect a family that conveys heaven's blessings to our community. So this is our responsibility. We should not lose that heart, brothers and sisters. Those who receive the blessing, you settle down in your family, but that is not the end of the blessing. The goal is for us to multiply this blessing. Otherwise, we'll lose the value of the blessing. So that is why when we do, for example, why true parents gave us the mandate to fulfill Heavenly Tribal Messiah mission. Why? Because through HTM, we become representatives of our true parents. Now we become representatives of true parents to spread and multiply the blessing. What mission is greater than becoming a representative of true parents in order to bless people, right? So that's why True Mother said, HTM, Heavenly Tribal Messiah mission, is the greatest blessing given to you by true parents. And because this is the heart of our heavenly parents, to bless everyone. So that's why True Father said the blessing is not only like limited to our members, to our church. All of humanity need to receive the blessing. Then I remember these, actually, I was there. I attended an event in Korea. And then True Father was recalling the time when they were in Nepal. And then they went through a mountain tour in Mount Everest on the airplane. And then Father was describing there is this cloud. And then these two clouds come together like this. And then at that point, you know what is the heart of True Father? Kung pwede nga lang, nung nakita ni True Father yung clouds, kung pwede nga lang na paulanin ni Heavenly Parent, and then lahat nung mabasa, nung ulan, mabless na. That is the heart of True Father, to bless everyone, no? Whether they're qualified or not. This is the heart of our parent, our Heavenly Parent. This is the heart of our true parents. So that's why the blessing is for everyone. And then we have to understand also that blessing is to recover God's sovereignty. There is no Chonelguk without blessing humanity. No, there is no Chonelguk without blessing our ancestors, right? So that's why we have to really accomplish our mission as Chonbo. No, this is everybody's mission, everybody's goal. So let's value the blessing that we have received, and then let's keep this tradition. And all brothers and sisters who are still preparing, now please prepare very well. And we wish all those who will receive the blessing this April 25 a success in their blessing. So thank you very much. Let's have a victorious day today. Kamsahamnida.
Thank you so much, Sir Julius Malikdem. So thank you so much to all our leaders, national leader, Sir Leo Angelo Halog, Sir Julius, thank you so much po. And so let's give a hand to them, brothers and sisters. Okay. So for the short announcement.
Good morning, everyone. Just a short announcement. We would like to invite everyone to watch and join the PWPA National Convention and launching of IAAP Philippines with a vision for world peace, with the theme, A Vision for World Peace, the role of academe in promoting interdependence, mutual prosperity, and universal values. This is today from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. You can watch through the official Facebook page of PWPA Philippines and Universal Peace Federation. For those who did not register to watch this event. So that would be all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much po. Okay, so to close our morning devotion, for the closing prayer, may I call on our brother Vincent Tambawan.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. And all leaders, let us close our eyes. Thank you, our most Heavenly Father, victorious Supreme of heaven and earth. We are truly grateful at this moment of our life that you choose us in this era. We pray that we can truly able to continuously spreading the blessing throughout the world to restore every nation and to convey your words to more families. We pray, Heavenly Parents, that we're truly able to guide all our leaders by doing their best and fulfilling our portion of responsibility. Thank you for the blessing that we always receive. And we pray, Heavenly Parents, that we be able to multiply. Heavenly Father, we are pray for our nation and throughout the world at this moment, Heavenly Parents, that we are facing more problems and difficulties. We pray for divine intervention, Heavenly Parents, that you clean and end this pandemic, Heavenly. We pray as we enter this journey group, Heavenly Parents, as you choose us to be a people that we could feel able to share your blessings to other people. Thank you so much, Heavenly Parents, for your love and your protection. Especially, Heavenly Parents, please protect our mother and your family and to all our leaders. We would like to offer this prayer in my name, Vincent Tambawan, Central West Family. Aju. Aju.
Ju. So let us offer our individual prayer. Aju, Aju. So let's offer our morning greetings to Heavenly Parent and True Parents. Good morning, Heavenly Parent and True Parents. And to all our leaders, brothers and sisters, thank you for joining the Morning Handok.